Join me. Together we can rule the galaxy far from sun.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman. You're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 122. Today, we're going to be talking about episode 8 of Andor, Narkina 5. Unfortunately, little Trent couldn't join me today, but we got a great show planned for you today. Once again, hey, catch us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Big T Little T, playing games there, playing Fortnite pretty much a lot lately. So we're having fun there, and just unlocked 100, the level 100, and got Gwen Stacy. So that has been pretty cool. So yeah, check out our adventures there on twitch.tv/Big T Little T. We've had a really great weekend. We did at our local church, we did Trunk of Treats. I know this is going to be a hard thing. It's a stretch, but we decorated our trunk in Star Wars. Yes, I know. Unbelievable. But yeah, we had a great time. So Ellie went as a cheerleader. Trent went as an abducted boy with an alien. He's got like this blow up thing. And then I went as a stormtrooper. And then Jen just was Jen. So we had a great time. Passed out a lot of candy, and we had a great turnout, which was fun. It was fun taking pictures as a stormtrooper, all that kind of fun stuff. I am like almost really done. I've been working on my heavy weapon trooper backpack for my TK, and I'm almost done. I said I was going to get done for Halloween, and I think I'm actually going to do it, which is super exciting. And then hopefully get some approval pictures in next week, and it's gonna be fun. So looking forward to Halloween as I'm recording this. Just a hair shy of Halloween, but yeah, it's super fun. So hopefully you had a very spooky weekend, all that great stuff, and happy Halloween and trick or treat. And boy, did we get a treat today or this week. And it's been crazy because we were like covering pumpkins and all this stuff and doing all this stuff this weekend. And Trent and I just finally watched it Sunday, but man, episode 8 really delivered. Let's take a look at what's going on here. I think really overall feel for this is just it continues to get better, and the surprising thing is like you don't need the pew pew and the lightsabers and all that kind of stuff, which is okay. This is just a different take on Star Wars, and really enjoying it. And in fact, just talking to my dad today, and he's really digging, and he's like, well, where's all the Jedi? I was like, remember, this is like right before everything's going down, so it's really just technically Kanan, Obi-Wan, and Yoda are like, and they're in Cal Kestis as well. There's not too many Jedi out there, and so he's like, oh yeah, that's right, I kind of forgot. So it's kind of right before everything is getting to go in here. But yeah, I mean, we basically we open up with Cassian getting deported to this prison camp, and there's different locations that he claims he's going by Keith Grigo or something like that. He claims he's from Daris Pelta or wherever. I don't know. These are great Star Wars names. Whatever. So he gets kind of distributed. I like the ships. The transport ships are very much like, they're very similar to what we've seen in not only Mandalorian, but then also now with obviously with the sequel trilogies and those kind of front loader ships that we got to see from Force Awakens and all that fun stuff. So similar design, really enjoyed that. So then we also at this time, and it finally happened, I really had a feeling that Surreal and Miro would meet, Deidre Miro, and so Surreal and Miro finally meet, and Surreal doing his thing. He's putting in different requests, and it's got the attention of the ISB. So they come to work, and he's in trouble with his data punching and his really thankless job. Really like the scene. And so Miro has him actually report because he couldn't read the report of what's going on, and really feels like he wants to right his wrong in a sense, or he feels like he is the victim of this. So we kind of get a little bit of that interrogation, and then we have kind of a meeting of the minds, if you will, back at the ISB, which is interesting. We have Miro, and we got Yularen there. He's kind of overseeing everything. We got let's see what they call the access is like Luthen's character, so she's kind of putting everything together, and they're trying to basically hold down on Andor, and she is again talking about the Imperial S9 Star Path unit, which was at Ferrix and all this kind of stuff. And so she's looking to get like just basically get all the information she can, get a full garrison down there, all this tech stuff, and really get down and dirty with Ferrix and get all the information. And really you could see all this oppression with the Empire and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of really building up here. Again, we get to prison. It's not cool. We got these fun, cool boots from this new Imperial unit. We have nothing worse than a prison that is in water. We see this is kind of a trope, but it's kind of, like this happened with like Marvel and with the Shield, and there's all kinds of different prisons, these water prisons that there's nowhere they're going, but we understand that the prison is relatively large underneath water. And so we get the first kind of introduction, and Cassian, I think, is realizing like, oh boy, this is bigger than we thought. And so once they have them take off their shoes and whatever, and then they get on this floor, and then they shock them, and he's like, there's 3 levels, and that was the first one. And so you understand that this is a big deal. And so we understand also that it's kind of not a good thing for Cassian. Let's see what else is going on. So then we get kind of Andor talking about, there's like a shift in guards, and there's a little thing going on there. I wasn't sure if that was anything like a rebel insurgents or whatever, but just like there's like a little loophole. I think that might be a little foreshadowing, not 100% sure, but there just was like a goof up in the guard shift or whatever. And so they get Cassian into his like kind of work crew, and hey man, we get Andy Serkis. And so Andy is like the unit manager, Kino Lowell. So if you're not familiar with Andy, obviously he played Snoke in the sequel trilogy, and he's obviously Gala. Yeah, he does things. He's a big deal. So that was cool to see him. He's in Black Panther as well, as an arms dealer. So it's cool to see him there. And so then, but here's the real cool thing, is that there's another little Easter egg. So we get to meet Table 5 crew. Keith is introduced to Jembach, Zal, Taga, Ulaf, Ham, and then Melshi. And Melshi is part of the Rogue One crew. Dude, this was super cool. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. It might not be recognized, but he is part of the whole crew with Cassian. and he's influential in the Scarif invasion. He's one of the ground leaders that's talking on the walkie between, like, gosh, why can't I think of his name? The cargo pilot. Why? Bodhi Rook. Yeah, Bodhi, and, you know, Melshi is also trying to, you know, talking about the comm tower, and he's with Baze and Chirrut and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, it's like really cool that Melshi's in there. I didn't see that coming, and that was like a super nice surprise. Once again, we got another dinner party with Mon Mothma and our good boy Perrin and all that fun stuff. And again, soon they're reintroduced to the banker guy, Tay, I think his name is. And so he's saying that Tay is already warning Mon Mothma that new banky regulations are hampering the operations. And so he's like, don't worry, I will try to figure this out and get you the money you need. I think she mentioned 400,000 or I don't know, something like that. I'm not really 100% sure, but we get some cool aliens. We get to see, again, some aliens from Solo, some aliens from the sequel trilogy. So there's peppering them out, and we got them admiring the view. And once again, the elite of the elite are up here, and Mon Mothma is like, hey, we need to, enjoy the view more. We also found some Chandrilla, thank you, that they married very young, 15, 16, met at 14, so very young in the traditions there. And so she was centered by 16, so that is crazy that they married that long and been in Coruscant for that many times. So really, again, all this stuff in the prison is so cool, very THX. One of the things that you get right away is that there is no cell doors, which I thought was interesting, and that you have this situation where at night the floor is amped, and it means red, white is okay, but they don't give a lot of free time, and then they have the doors open and you could fall out and die. But they fast forward like 30 shifts later, and they kind of see him taking his plate, eating his food, all right there. And then they kind of go through this automated shower, which is interesting, and get fresh clothes, and then they get back working on these kind of mechanical components. One of the things that I'm interested to know is, like, what is this? What are they making? And you wonder if all the different floors are making different things. One of the scenes that you see is that, like, one of the inmates is like sign languaging to another inmate as they're waiting. There's competitions between not only the units but then the levels. It's crazy. I just love everything about the prison. We go back to the Ferrix again. So we have Bix, Marva, which I call Mama Andor, and then it's Cassian's friend. I think it's Barso. I think that's his name. I'm not really sure. And then obviously our good friend B2 Emo. And so, you know, it looks like Marva is not doing so well. She's trying to be a rebel, basically, and she fell or something like that, and she's having some kind of medical conditions going on, and both Bix and Barso are concerned. So they have this kind of conversation, and so then Bix is like, hey, I gotta go. I'm going to go talk to my friends. And so she makes a call out to the kind of repair business guys, the father-son duo. And she goes in the back and tries to relay a message. Then it's Keela, and, she's got that message from Bix. And Luthen's like, what should we do? And she's like, we can't slip up anymore. We can't have this out there. And so they shut it all down. Bix is frustrated, all that kind of stuff, and finally she's just like, all right, I had enough. And then that's that kind of scene there. I'm trying to think what else happens here. We have a prisoner commit suicide, like it was too much. It's interesting too that, and then it kind of switches back to Ferrex again, and they are watching the crowd, and there's a scene where that we have the kind of ringing of the plates, and so everyone's kind of gathering around, and now the son is saying, "Where's my dad? He went to a hotel and never came back." And so then they are looking for Bix, and Bix kind of runs around. She's running away because she's got spotted. And then we have Luthen kind of flying around, and bada bing, bada boom, he goes and meets our boy Saw Gerrera on Segar Milo. So this is awesome. I was like, yes, Saw. And it was great. Another great conversation between Luthen and Saw, and really what he wants is he's got some parts for Saw, but Saw does not want to interact with one of Luthen's leads, and Luthen, Saw even asked him, like, who are you? And Luthen says he's a coward, which I thought is interesting, but he understands the power in play, and he does not want to get too comfortable here, and he wants to hurt the Empire, but he's kind of a coward because he's not out in front. So he wants these kind of cells united, and Saw is kind of sticking to his own. And of course, we also got to see two tubes, which was great. We were screaming, Trent and I were screaming, two tubes. One of the Egg brothers there, so that was kind of cool. Then Bix gets captured, and we see Miro up as Miro is there now in Ferrex, which is interesting. She's right in the front line, and then we get to see the dad. I think his name is Pac or something like that, and he's messed up. We've seen this kind of similar with the Imperial interrogation methods. One of the scenes obviously that's famous is obviously Han Solo and Empire, and then he's like, they didn't even ask me any questions. We've seen some of this in Jedi Fallen Order, and obviously in A New Hope we see the interrogation droid with, when Darth Vader does that with like his daughter, which is crazy to think about. But anyways, here's a little fact. I think the Empire is the bad guys. So Bix is definitely concerned of what's going on. And really it's like Bix is in trouble, and they're all trying to get to the source. Now, there's one other thing that was happening. We also got, that I forgot, is that Vel is now on Ferrex, and so that is also very interesting that we have kind of she's playing spy, and so now they're talking about they're watching over Cassian's Bix and Barso and Marva, and just trying to understand what is going on. And I thought that was super, super interesting that now Vel is there, and it's not looking good. And then Cinta is with Vel, and so they kind of have this moment and saying, hey, do you think the Empire is going to rest? Vel wants to see if what we should do to, should we stay here? Should we go? And so it's kind of like, well, maybe we should split up, but we don't know. So they're trying to understand what they should do. Should they stay here and just hang out, or because that's their only lead? lead to Cassian. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure where the Vel Cinta thing is going. But yeah, this was a really good episode. Another fantastic episode. I really enjoyed this. And it was directed by Toby Haynes. And again, we're right at 5 years before before the Battle of Yavin. So we're right at the cusp of everything that happens in A New Hope, which is interesting, and obviously Rogue One. I just really enjoyed it. I love the THX vibes, and it's great, super great. And I think it's going to. I'm really interested in a couple things. I'm interested in the Vel Cinta thing. I'm interested to see what they do with Bix and Marva and try to understand that, and how are they going to find out that they have Cassian in custody, in Imperial custody. And then Luthen also is, Cassian is a loose cannon in the sense that he also knows about the information that's going on that Luthen is so hard to keep secret and make that happen. So yeah, it's great. So great episode. 5 T's or whatever our rating is. It was awesome. Last week we had Greg on, and Greg was so amazing, and we had so much fun with Greg. So definitely check out episode 121. But we forgot, hey, we're right at the cusp. We can't do this anymore for a little bit. What is happening when? And so we're gonna look at 2021 and 2022 right here real quick. Let's see what happened. 2021 was kind of a big year. So we have Bad Batch that's released, I think, pretty early in the year, if I'm mistaken, right? Let me see what happened. When is Bad Batch? Bad Batch is March or something, I think. Yeah, right? Let's see. Wikipedia, don't fail me here. When is Bad Batch? I know it was released in 2021. I'm just trying to understand when it finally dropped. Because that was another thing. I think it was delayed. Let me see here. I know. Looking, and not seeing it. I know it was published sometime in 2021. Hold on a second. Yeah. I'll find it. Hopefully. Soon. We also have, here's a fun fact. We know in April-ish time frame, Obi-Wan starts filming, which is great. We got some High Republic stuff, which is awesome. The Art of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is what happened in April, which is cool. There we go. May 4th, Star Wars Bad Batch premieres with Aftermath, which is great. You have that. So we have Disney Plus going with the Bad Batch, which is awesome. We have in June 1st, The Empire Strikes Back 40th Special Collector's Edition is published. Whoa, excuse me. Awesome. There is a paperback run of the Essential Legend Collection. Is another way of pushing some books through, which is great. That's super fun. Let's see what else happens here. We got some lots of books, lots of books, which is great. Trying to think what else is happening here. Yeah, there's a lot more in September, essential things. We have also in September, Visions is published. We got The Duel, Tatooine Rhapsody, The Twins, Village Bride, The Ninth Jedi, TOB1, The Elder, Lap and Oko, and Akiri? Yeah, all great stuff. Visions was fantastic. Terrifying Tales in October 1st was released on Disney Plus. That's a great one. I didn't get that to watch this year. I might have to watch that. That is super fun. Okay, on October, Ronin, a Visions novel. I highly recommend this novel. This novel is so good. Ronin is fantastic. I would totally recommend that. They released the soundtrack of Visions. And then here's a fun one. We just covered this actually in WSTR. You'll hear that this week too in our creature feature. But this is Star Wars YouTube Kids is publishing. They do different creatures. So Star Wars Kids YouTube TV, they do a Blurg, a Vorpak, Wampa, Tuca. These are great. You got to check those out. That's super awesome. November, we got some more stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Great. More stuff on Star Wars Kids. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. December. Let's see. Anything happened in December in 2021? Book of Boba. Right at the end of the year, December 29th, we get Chapter 1, Stranger in a Strange Land. And that's how you end 2021. It was great. Good year. Good year. Hey, we're in 2022 right now. So it's kind of almost done. We still got a couple months left. But yeah, 2022 was also a fantastic year. Book of Boba is happening. Good stuff. It didn't land too well, but I mean, there's still some good stuff in Book of Boba. Again, April, we got more Essential Legends books coming out. Lego Star Wars Saga collection or game is released. I got to get back to that. I have not finished that, and I need to desperately. I got to get back to that. So that was already released in April. Wow. Oh boy, I need to really get back to that. Brotherhood is published. That's another good book. Fantastic. The 20th anniversary of Star Wars Attack of Clones was this year alone. What? Obi-Wan in May premieres part 1, part 2. Obviously, we also had Celebration Anaheim start at the same time. And oh man, it was great. Celebration was awesome. Oh my gosh. It was so cool. Yeah, we got Obi-Wan going on. Yeah, we got trying to think what else happened here. Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation happened in August. What? That's so great. So cool. September, Jedi Return premiere on Disney Plus, the Obi-Wan thing. I have yet to watch that. What is going on? I have not watched that yet. What the heck? I need to get on that right now. We're in October already. Yes, things happened in October. Andor. But we know that in September, also Andor published in the 21st. With a 3, Casa, that would be me, and Reckoning, and we're still going through that. Oh my gosh, it's going to take us right to the end of November. It's going to be great. Episode 12 will end in the 23rd, on the 23rd of November. Yeah, things. Try and think if they... Is anything coming out in December? No, I don't think so. As far as, I mean, there's some High Republic stuff, but not too much going on. And we have to wait to January for Bad Batch. So there you go. 2022, 2021. Hope you liked this section. It was fun kind of looking in the past. And it's cool, too. This just popped in my feed. October 30th, 2020 is when Mando Season 2 happened. So a couple of pictures popped by. I was like, oh, yeah, we got our Chipotle. We watch a Mando. We can't wait to kick that off next year. Again, we still haven't got a date for Mando Season 3, but it is next year, which is super exciting. So there you have it. All right. Well, thanks again, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses for listening to another episode of Big T and Little T. You can find us on the socials, Big T, Little T, Instagram, BLILT podcast on Twitter, and then twitch.tv/Big T Little T. Hey, we got stickers, so we want to hear from you. So comment, rate, tweet us your rating from Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We love to throw some swag at your face. You can email us at bigtltpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to send you a sticker. Hey, another cool thing that we did, we were part of a live stream event this weekend, and it was for the Red5 Tavern. One of their members, Tom, he had a bad house fire on October 18th and lost everything. So we did a live stream with Fortnite just to raise some have some fun and kind of promote this thing. But Red5 Tavern killed it, did it over 24-hour stream of great stuff. Tavern for Tom. And so I will also put the GoFundMe link in our show notes, and we love to have your support and help out a fellow Star Wars fan and geek in the Red5 Network, Red5 Tavern. So check that out. Again, that's Tavern for Tom, and I'll put the GoFundMe in our show notes. Next week, episode 9, Andor, we're going to be covering it. It's going to be great. Now, truly remember, the mind of a child is... No, totally forgot that. Wait, I messed it up. Cut. Truly wonderful the mind of a child is. And may the Force be with you always. Bye, bye, bye. See you later. Bye. Test. 1 2 1 2. Test. 1 2 1 2.